Well, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us for KARE 11 News at noon, on air and streaming live on KARE 11 Plus. I'm Cece Gaines alongside meteorologist Ben Derry.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm looking ahead to Sunday, but I know you're looking at storms. The real work.
Yes, well, it kind of comes with, a side dish, right?
Yep.
You have warmer temperatures, you have increasing humidity, and you also have our first round of potentially stronger storms in the forecast as well. Not today, however. You walk outside, you look outside, it is lovely. The sun is out. Temperatures were a little cool this morning, but right now we are in the mid 40s and we'll easily work our way into the mid 50s by this afternoon. So a warmer, we'll call it a seasonably warm day. Here's a live look outside. You can see calm waters out there. The wind is fairly light as well. And here's your hour by hour forecast, which basically features a good amount of sunshine through the rest of the day. Mid 50s for highs, seasonably warm for this time of year. And this is going to be about as cool as the forecast gets. We do see a warming trend as we head into the second half of the weekend. Let's take a look at those weather headlines. Gorgeous Friday, but an unsettled weekend. Rain and several rounds of thunderstorms are possible, though through most of the weekend, nothing looks severe, I should say. However, once we get into early next week, on Monday, here comes our first potential round of severe storms. We've issued a weather impact alert for Monday afternoon into the evening hours. The main impact, the potential for severe storms, but because it's still a few days away, we need to watch for updates as we get closer to that event. Details ahead. CC.
Not midday, a Nederland man collapsed in court after a judge refuses to lower his bond. How he's calling the case one of the most disturbing he's ever seen. Plus, during Sexual Assault Awareness Month, one local survivor is helping others heal and find support. And Governor Greg Abbott was in Port Arthur breaking ground on a new power plant. How the project could boost jobs, the grid, and expand Southeast Texas's energy future. 12 News at midday starts now. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to 12 News at midday. I'm Tia Johnson.
Preparing our community to be competitive as we grow as a community.
Tonight on 6 News, a potential tax increase for Temple College, when the bond proposition will be up for a vote, and a weather impact alert. We're tracking the thunderstorms on radar, what your rainy weekend will look like ahead. And Mission Splashdown, the Artemis II crew is making their return in just a few hours. Details ahead. Happy Friday, Central Texas. Thanks for joining us live here on KCN and for also streaming us on 6 Plus. I'm Bailey Bates. Rainy days in the forecast and a weather impact alert for the weekend. Meteorologist Ethan Pilson joins us tonight. Ethan, you got lots to explain.
Yeah, it just rained about 2 hours ago, and that's actually going to cause for some more instability in the atmosphere as we continue to move through the rest of this evening. A live look at Temple, you can really see those clouds up there telling the story once again, letting us know it's going to rain once again through the rest of this evening across portions of our coverage area. 79 degrees right now, east winds at 6 miles per hour. Temperatures across the region, 79 in Mejia, 79 in Fairfield, 82 in Centerville. How about 82 in Waco, 79 in Gatesville right now. You can see here on satellite radar where those showers are actually right now, moving over the I-45 corridor right there in the Brazos Valley. We'll continue to see this activity through the rest of this evening. Here's what hour by hour looks like. Chance for some thunderstorms 6, 7 p.m., even into 8 p.m., and then we'll start to clear out by the time we get to 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. As far as your 3-day forecast goes, well, we're welcoming that weather impact alert day, and we'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Rain chances on the way.
A morning walk
takes a shocking turn. A body found burning on a northwest side trail. What investigators are now trying to figure out. Also, a police chase ends with a school bus full of students hit on the east side. What we're learning now about the suspect and how those kids are doing.
Iran makes new demands ahead of high-stakes peace talks in Pakistan. I'm Natalie Brand with the latest details and President Trump's new warning about the Strait of Hormuz.
The countdown to splashdown. I'm Gwen Baumgartner here in San Diego, where excitement is building for the return of the Artemis II crew.
And first at 4 on this Friday afternoon, rain on radar. It is Friday and it is a wet weekend. And Weather Chief Bill Taylor is here right now with us with what we can expect tonight and this weekend as well.
Yeah, it could be a little on the wet side. I mean, I'm not looking at downpours and a washout. Let's just start there. If you've got Saturday plans, you're going to see in a little while when I show you future radar, you should keep them. You should keep them in place.
Well, it is certainly a monumental day across the globe for humanity's exploration of space, and San Diego is playing a pivotal role. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us at this hour. I'm Vanessa Paz.
And I'm Nada Irampour. Of course, we're talking about Artemis II. Who isn't, right? The crew set to return to Earth today, splashing down off of our coast. We want to give you a live look right now. Inside the spacecraft, you can actually see the work they've been doing. Look at those computers with all kinds of information that you have no idea what that is, but we will learn from them. So many people will use that data for decades to come. This is the route, the journey they took, that fly around the moon, using the moon's gravity to slingshot back to Earth. And yes, this 10-day journey is going to come to an end today. Astronauts around the moon, farthest human mission yet, and then coming to San Diego for the splashdown. This is an important step in NASA's goal to one day put humans on the moon and build a lunar base.
Well, Vice President J.D. Vance heads to Pakistan for high-stake talks with Iran. A breakdown of his comments before leaving. That's why President Trump is warning Iran about the Strait of Hormuz. And in just a few hours, the crew on board Artemis II will splash down on Earth after a record trip around the moon. But first, one of spaceflight's most dangerous steps, re-entry. Well, thank you so much for joining us here for your 5 News at Noon. I'm Tiffany Lee here with Noah Simmons. Happy Friday to all of you. Hope you're having a good day so far. We have some sunshine right now, but could see some rain later today.
Right, we do. We could see some rain, and we actually have a good amount of rainfall actually just to our north. If we take a look at Doppler radar right now, again, a complex of showers and storms extending from about Tulsa all the way up through Springfield, Missouri, and it looks a little menacing. Right now, nothing severe at the moment. We technically do have a level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk for northwest Arkansas, but overall, the trajectory of these storms is going to be taking them generally eastward, so kind of right along the Missouri-Arkansas border. Heads up, though, for Benton and Carroll County, we could get clipped with some of these storms here as we kind of work our way into the rest of the afternoon hours. Still can't rule out a couple spot showers or storms in the River Valley, but better opportunities reside in northwest Arkansas. In terms of temperatures at northwest Arkansas, we'll see temperatures warm up to the upper 70s right now. Again, we'll start to see some of those scattered showers possible, maybe even a couple storms out there as I just showed you the radar. Once we kind of get to about 9 p.m., we're starting to drop into those 60s there, and that's where we're going to be ending things for tomorrow morning. For the River Valley, we'll get to about 81, roughly 82-ish for this afternoon. We'll definitely have our fair share of clouds. You can already see that there in the background, and we'll continue to see those temperatures in the 70s, though, for the evening, eventually dropping into the 60s. Speaking of 70s, temperatures right now are overall in the 70s. Right now, 78 in Fort Smith, 74 in Fayetteville, 72 in Eureka Springs. Again, we're going to get a latest future track on those storms. We'll kind of track it out as they work their way eastward throughout the time. We'll get a look at that weekend forecast coming up just ahead.
Red hot rising.
There we go. Well, Blazers fans are gearing up for the return of playoff basketball to the Rose City. Live coverage from the Moda Center as the Blazers get ready to host the Spurs tonight. Plus, Oregon's Attorney General is suing the Trump administration over mail-in voting restrictions. Why he's saying Trump's executive order is unconstitutional. And a U.S. Special Forces soldier is facing federal charges, accused of using classified information to bet on the capture of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Well, we are taking a live look at Moda Center because we are just hours away from the Blazers taking on the Spurs in their first home playoff game in 5 years. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Blair Best. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us from the Motor Center. And Thomas, you were inside the Motor Center all morning, and it sounds like preparations are well underway for tonight's game.
And first and fourth, Fort Bend's top official suspended. We had the only camera in court when a judge made that ruling. Find out who's in charge now.
Bond is set. A teacher charged in a school scare face a judge. What she's been ordered to do if she makes bond.
History comes home. All eyes on the Pacific. The Orion capsule about to face its final test, the return to Earth. What you need to know ahead of splashdown.
As those dark clouds hang over Houston.
Hey, Chris, that radar must be lit up right now.
Yes, it is. And we're going to be under this weather impact alert at least for the next hour as we're still tracking some heavy downpours. And so the main threat is going to be that heavy rain, ponding on roadways and minor flooding as we endure this rain. So looking at the radar right now, we are looking at some of these showers becoming a bit more widespread as we get closer and go through the 4 p.m. hour. There is a flood advisory for portions of Brazoria and Fort Bend County until 5:30 this evening. And so we've seen close to radar estimated 4 to 5 inches of rain in that location, but we're also tracking some more heavy downpours now making their way across just north of I-10 to the 290 corridor in portions of northwestern Harris County. So we're still tracking more of these downpours that are still in the picture, especially as we get closer to the commute home. So looking at the 12-hour rain totals, between 4 to 5 inches of rain in some of those locations, especially out in Brazoria County. These are the rural areas, so not too much of a concern, but if you are in those areas, you might want to turn around, don't drown, and definitely avoid those flooded areas if there is any on those rural highways. But as we look at future track, we are expecting that rain to ultimately come to an end later on this evening, and then eventually by tomorrow we're tracking even more rain chances on the way, but this is going to be more isolated in nature. So if you have those outdoor plans between the hours of 12 and 1:30, maybe even 2 to 3 p.m., we will start seeing additional rain chances, especially as we progress through the weekend. Here's a live look right now. We're seeing gray skies out there, some showers moving in across the Houston area, but we're going to be also tracking more of those rain chances as we progress to the weekend and into the early part of next week. I'll have more on that later in my weather forecast.
It says decent, Inner Harbor.
Oh yeah, at the last one, down at the bottom?
Yeah.
I just noticed that when you're on the radio or when you're out in public.
We can talk about that offline, Councilwoman. That's not part of this.
I was asked to come here for a special meeting for desalination, so I'm asking about our agenda item.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, it says Inner Harbor. Thank you.
A specially called workshop on desalination, but tonight, the bigger story may be what happened inside that chamber.
Yeah, you know, excuse me, Councilman. We're not gonna, Miss Caballero, you're on warning. You know what? Yes, there will not be disruption.
Eruptions at City Hall, the mayor clashing with colleagues and protesters regarding the city's water supply. A breakdown coming up.
The New York Times is here today, and Mayor.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, the second row there, please stop being disruptive, or I'm gonna ask you to leave.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday at 5. I'm Leslie Adamy.
I'm Mike Gillespie. We'll talk more about what you just saw there in a moment, but at the top for us this Friday, well, we're getting to talk rain. That was seen across the area today.
It certainly was, and it was a treat to end the work week. So what all did we see? Meteorologist Kristen Walla in for Carly Smith is here now to lead us off on this Friday. Hey, Kristen.
Hey there, y'all. Definitely a treat to end the work week. Another day of some decent rainfall totals around the coastal bend.
Good afternoon. I'm Andy Judson. Thanks for joining us this Friday. Next at noon. Get ready to pay more to travel. Starting today, Alaska Airlines is hiking checked bag fees, all due to the war in Iran. We'll break down how much more passengers will have to pay. Washington's millionaires tax is barely off the books, and it's already in a legal fight. Billions of dollars are now on the line as the new law heads to court.
And there are more clouds out there today, but it is going to be just as is not even warmer here for our afternoon. We're going to show you how high the temperatures will be climbing here into Friday and also talk about rain chances over the weekend coming up.
And a Mariners legend is getting a big honor today. We'll show you the new statue of Ichiro Suzuki unveiled just moments ago. King 5 News at noon starts right now. Well, this is a live look at SeaTac Airport this Friday afternoon. Spring break travel still underway for local families. And if you're flying out of Seattle, expect to pay more for those checked bags.
Welcome everyone to 12 News at 4. We are giving you a live look right now. History in the making. The Artemis II astronauts, they will soon splash down in the Pacific off the coast of San Diego in Southern California as we give you a live look right here. Some interviews as the space shuttle is expected to splash down at about 5 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Now in Crim 2 News at noon, we now know the events leading up to a deadly shooting in Spokane Valley that left a teenager dead.
Plus, a look at your forecast where we have a beautiful day currently underway, but the changes that arrive for the weekend, that's ahead.
And a Navy ship has set off to meet the Artemis II crew as they reach the water. What people on Earth are doing to ensure that they return safely. Hi there, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Crim 2 News at noon. I'm Brandon T. Jones. We've got a lot to get to here, but before that, some historic stuff just took place in Seattle.
Off the top at noon, a double shooting investigation underway right now in St. Louis County. We are told 2 men are dead and no suspects are in custody. Well, thank you so much for joining us at noon. I'm Travis Cummings in for Paul Cook. Investigators sharing new details today. Let's take you to that scene. We know the shooting happened on Gatesworth Avenue in Country Club Hills around 10:25 last night.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Brooke Buckner.
And I'm Journey Taylor here with Nathan Scott, who joins us at the top of the show. Nathan, it is Friday.
It's Friday, yes.
We made it. Woo, we did. What can people expect heading into the weekend?
Well, we have some changes out there for the weekend. I think mostly we're going to be dry, but there's going to be the potential of some showers and thunderstorms for western parts of the state on Sunday. Out there this evening, we've got a few showers showing up on live radar at this time, primarily in North Arkansas, as expected. We'll give you a little radar tour around the region because Russellville, Dardanelle, you've got a downpour right over you folks at this time. This is slowly drifting its way off to the northeast, and more showers and thunderstorms style the landscape here in the Ozarks. Temperatures out there right now in the low 80s where the clouds are, where the showers and thunderstorms have developed. The numbers have been knocked down into the 60s. I think here in central Arkansas, most of us will stay dry out there through the course of the evening. Temperatures will drop down into the 70s, eventually into the 60s. We'll start off your Saturday primarily into the mid to upper 50s across the region. There will be that lingering chance of an early shower thunderstorm in North Arkansas, and the clouds will linger also in North Arkansas. Tomorrow, though, to kick off the weekend, temperatures back up into the low to mid 80s. Very small chance there could be a stray shower. But like I said, Sunday, second half of the weekend, there is potential. There could be a few scattered showers and thunderstorms for western parts of Arkansas. I'll have more on that complete forecast and let you know when we can see some high rain chances here in central Arkansas coming up.
Right now on the news at noon, diplomacy talks continue amid the U.S.-Iran ceasefire. We're going to break down the latest in what President Trump is saying about peace talks. Also, a proposed growth ordinance is on pause. We're going to tell you what Caldwell city leaders are saying about the impact of that.
And Mother Nature throws us a typical spring switch up this weekend as rain, wind, and thunderstorms roll in. I'll have your first alert forecast ahead. Thanks for joining us. The News at Noon starts now.
Welcome to the News at Noon. I am Justin Kaur. The temporary ceasefire between the U.S., Israel, and Iran is still in effect, but now President Trump is posting another warning.
Next on 9 News at noon, the Rockies have a new minority leader. We break down the investment and what it could mean for Colorado's baseball team. Denver University Pioneers are one win away now from another national title. A look back at yesterday's dramatic win. And a new exhibit is honoring a filmmaker who spent a career showcasing Colorado. We head to Vail as Warren Miller gets his time in the spotlight. Those stories and much more on 9 News at noon. Right off the bat, we continue to follow breaking news from the sports world. Our Broncos insider, Mike Kliss, confirms Broncos owner Greg and Carrie Penner have joined the ownership group of the Rockies. They will control roughly 40% of the team, making them the largest minority owners. The Monfort family remains the majority and controlling owners of the team. Thanks so much for joining us at noon, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff. The Penner Sports Group, the same entity that holds the Penner family's stake in the Broncos, will have no day-to-day roles or responsibilities, no day-to-day, I should say, roles or responsibilities in the club. In a statement to 9 News, the Penners say, while our focus remains firmly on the Broncos, we look forward to being supportive, long-term partners of the Rockies and Major League Baseball.
We're starting off KB News Midday with a live look over Austin this Friday morning as we track another round of showers and storms set to move through our area starting this afternoon. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jenny Lee. Let's get right to Allison Martinez, where heavy downpours and lightning are a concern for us, Allison.
Yeah, that's right, Jenny. Good morning to you. We definitely got some much needed rain yesterday, and we are not done yet. We have rain chances every single day for the next couple of days.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on News West 9 at 4. All right, we're going to go straight into weather because it is Friday and a lot of people keep asking me what's going on this weekend.
Well, we're still looking at that chance for some of those storms to be strong and even severe, with wind and hail being the main threat. But the latest model data is showing it completely missing Midland and Odessa. Well, I mean, we kind of see that a lot when it comes to weather.
We
but,
do. Strange.
We shall see if that actually holds to be true. But let's jump right into those current conditions right now. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of stuff going on, but we are going to be seeing plenty of sunshine and just a little bit of that cloud cover. As a matter of fact, everything overall looks pretty good out there. Let's take a look at those temperatures. Up to about 81 degrees. Okay, this is the same as yesterday, so nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing unfamiliar here. Higher humidity values, that makes sense. We have plenty of moisture being brought in by those southeasterly winds. Low 80s across much of the area, some of those 70s, upper 70s in those higher elevations, actually now jumping back into those 80s. Alpine just increased up there. Not really a whole lot in terms of shower and thunderstorm activity. We were expecting a lot of this stuff to be heavily limited to our westernmost areas, just to the north of Fort Davis near the I-10, I-20 split. Highway 180 out toward Carlsbad, seeing just a little bit of lightning strikes here and there, but no severe weather is expected, and just some nice beneficial rain, which I think we can all really appreciate. But get ready for the overnight hours, and even just later today, more and more cloud cover will continue to increase going into the afternoon and evening. That's going to leave us very, very warm come tomorrow morning. When that's the case, you have moisture, you have heat, we have the chance for some of those storms to get pretty strong. So I got the full details coming up in a bit. Stay tuned for that. Juliana.
All right, Jordan, thanks.
Hello, everyone. A lot to cover tonight. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. Thanks so much for joining us. We start tonight with continuing coverage of a shooting by ICE agents in Stanislaus County that left one man in critical condition. Here are the details. It was all caught on camera. Take a look.
All right, taking a live look over Tyler this afternoon. Blue skies, puffy clouds out there, but don't let that fool you. Changes are on the way. Some of us could see some showers later today, and a few storms will be possible as we head into the weekend. In fact, we are already tracking a weather impact alert day for Sunday. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Noon Show on this Friday. I'm Jesus Martinez here with the meteorologist Joel Robinson. We've been talking about this all day long. Changes are coming this weekend, but for now, we can enjoy this first part of this Friday.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are, again, like as you were saying, we're tracking a couple of showers and maybe some thunderstorms for this afternoon. And those puffy clouds are kind of a sign that the atmosphere is kind of getting ready to pop up some showers and thunderstorms for this afternoon. You can see just the puffiness in the clouds. These are beautiful cumulus clouds right now, and they are going to continue to stick around for the remainder of this afternoon. The dew points are up thanks to this south breeze at 10 miles per hour. We have much higher humidity, temperatures around 75, partly cloudy skies, and again, we'll be watching the radar very closely for those thunderstorms to begin developing. Low to mid 70s here all across East Texas. It is very comfortable, minus the humidity, of course. You'll definitely notice that as a little bit of a difference for this afternoon. And then we'll climb into the low to mid 80s for the later parts of the afternoon, falling back down into the upper 70s by the evening. Got about a 30% chance of an isolated thunderstorm or two for the afternoon. Low 80s for Saturday, a little bit less of a chance for thunderstorms, and then it goes right back up to a 60% chance of thunderstorms for Sunday with a weather impact alert in place. We'll take a look at all that in detail coming up in your 7-day forecast.
Thanks for being with us on your Friday for News Center Maine at noon. I'm Brian Nicono. I want to check in with Christian Bridges for a look outside. Sunny on a Friday is always a good thing.
That's right, Brian. Yeah, great to be here. A pretty rare appearance for me on a Friday.
We're glad you're with us.
Thank you. And yeah, a beautiful forecast. Really happy to bring it to you on this Friday. It's absolutely stunning out there as we head into the afternoon. We'll start off with a live look up at Sugarloaf, mainly because it's reggae weekend there, kicking off today. In fact, the reason I'm here today is Ryan Breton is up there right now enjoying Reggae Fest at Sugarloaf. 55 degrees, sunny and beautiful. And for most of us, it's really nice out there as we head into the afternoon. So out ahead of this cold front, which will bring some rain overnight tonight, we've got a nice push of warm air, and it's bringing really nice conditions out there. It is a little cooler along the coast as, of course, the ocean is still 40 degrees. Any breeze off the water is going to be pretty chilly, but all in all, very nice with plenty of sunshine. 50 right now in Portland, 50 in Wiscasset, 47 in Rockland. Again, along the coast, we are much cooler than inland locations. We're 58 in Lewiston. Look at Freiburg up to 64, 61 in Rangeley. In Berlin, New Hampshire, 65 degrees. Not the last time we will see 60s on the temperature map going through the next several days. Some really nice weather in store through the weekend and into early next week. So through the rest of the day, plenty of sunshine, at least for the next few hours. Clouds will build into the evening. It's overcast as we head into tonight, but it doesn't really get cold. Temperatures stay pretty mild in the upper 40s with rain likely moving in after midnight. Thankfully, that will not put a damper on our weekend. It will wrap up before tomorrow morning, and the weekend itself is looking dry. So for today, high temperatures generally in the low 50s along the coast. Once you get inland by about 10 to 20 miles or so, really warms up near 70 in Freiburg, mid 60s in Sanford. Many of us getting into the 60s for this afternoon. Really nice day today. Pretty nice for the weekend as well. Breaking down that forecast and what to expect next week too. Coming up, Brian, over to you.
First at 11, 7 people are recovering after a serious crash near I-40. What we know so far about what happened as multiple children and adults fight for their lives. And some major closures could impact your downtown commute this weekend. What you need to know before you hit the highway. Plus, a bill that would require more reports on the dealings of the Memphis Safe Task Force moves forward. Why some lawmakers claim this move is unnecessary. ABC 24 News Midday at 11 starts now. Happy Friday, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this midday. I'm Yvonne Cooper. We begin with major road closures that will impact your drive downtown. TDOT is alerting drivers about several closures on I-55 that will last for several months, and the first is happening tonight. ABC 24's Ezekiel Telemaco has more on what drivers need to know.
Right now at noon, support for students of color is dropping in Tennessee. How mental health professionals are working around that recent trend.
And it's a gorgeous Friday. We are having lots of sunshine, just a few high clouds and warmer temperatures too. Find out how warm it's going to be this weekend. And if we get any rain anytime soon, I'll let you know.
And early voting is set to start next week. We're going to share what you need to know before heading to those polls, plus where you can find information about your candidates.
10 News is sponsored by Quality Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for watching 10 News at Noon. I'm Katie Inman alongside meteorologist Mike Simon. Mike, it is a gorgeous Friday.
It is.
Couldn't ask for a better way to cap off this work week.
I know, it's nice. And if you have off an extra day, maybe today, you've taken a 3-day weekend, you have struck gold, right? It's beautiful outside. And we're going to continue to have warming temperatures, too. Here's your downtown camera. How nice is that? 66 is the current temperature at this hour. 40 is our dew point. That's not bad. We have 38% humidity, and that wind isn't too bad either. It's out of the southwest, and that's what's going to help warm us up over oncoming days. Most of us are right around 66. We have some 68-degree temperatures showing up. Oh, flipped 69 now in Sweetwater and Maynardville, La Follette. It's already at the 70-degree mark, and the rest of us will be there soon. We do have a few high clouds coming in, but no rain clouds are expected since we're in a pretty dry, stagnant zonal pattern that we call it, but that doesn't prevent our temperatures from warming. Tomorrow we'll have a few clouds in the afternoon, slight chance of a spotty sprinkle. It's less than 20% though. And then Sunday, abundant sunshine. Look how warm it's going to be this weekend, into the 80s. I'll have that 7-day forecast for you here moments away.
Right now on 10 TV News at 4, the retrial of Jason Meade continues. 10 TV's Lacey Crisp there today as the jury took a trip to the home where Casey Goodson Jr. was shot and killed in 2020. She explains the intense opening arguments in this retrial. Plus,
we are here in the Steel City counting down to the clock starting in the NFL draft.
Yeah, that's right. Dreams are about to be made in Pittsburgh, and history could be made for the Buckeyes. More on that coming up next.
Also ahead, gas prices below $4 a gallon. Now you see them, now you don't. Just ahead, we're explaining the tips and tricks AAA wants you to know to help you save on those high gas prices. 10 TV News at 4 begins right now. Well, look at this. Another beautiful day here in Central Ohio. Temperatures in the high 70s. The sun is out, and tonight, it's actually going to stay out. That's a nice change. Thanks for joining us for 10 TV News at 4 and streaming on 10 TV Plus. I'm Angela Ann.
And I'm Stacia Nook, and let's get a quick check of that forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer before we get to our top stories. Chris.
Yeah, so the activity last night was pretty wild with all the hail and the thunderstorms. It's a lot quieter tonight. Your view outside, we do have sunshine. There's only one little itty-bitty thunderstorm right here on the north. It may not even be a thunderstorm, but it's on the north side of the metro area. You can see it right here. It's very small. You may have a brief rain shower on the north side as that passes over. What do we have coming? Well, when you look to the west where our flow is coming from, there is a cold front right here coming out of the Rockies. That will be the next item of interest, and that arrives on Friday night. So that's what I'll be looking at coming up here in just a few minutes. Stacia, Angela, over to you guys.
Your Time and Temp is sponsored by Honda Dealers of the Carolinas.
Breaking in the last 2 hours, one person seriously hurt after a shooting in Northwest Charlotte. We're breaking down the latest in this investigation.
Plus, tomorrow marks the 15th birthday of the missing Cornelius girl, Madalina Kojikari. How authorities are renewing their push for answers.
The Department of Homeland Security is floating a new plan that could impact your international travel. We'll talk about if and how Charlotte could be impacted.
First, we start with breaking news tonight in Northwest Charlotte, where one person is fighting for their life after a shooting. Thanks for joining us here for the news at 4. I'm Jane Monreal.
And I'm Nexstar. It happened this afternoon on Brookshire Boulevard, right off I-85. Right now, we know that victim has life-threatening injuries. We have reached out to CMPD for more information about a suspect.
Your trusted weather expert, WFAA's Pete Delkus.
We are following several stories this midday. In the Middle East, peace talks to end the Iran war are expecting to take place this weekend, despite the shaky ceasefire deal between the U.S. and Iran. We will have the latest on that. But also, we are counting down to splashdown for the Artemis 2 mission, as the Orion spacecraft is expected to be back on Earth later today. And our other big story this midday, the weather. Rain chances for the weekend across North Texas, and that could put a damper on your plans. We want to get straight to meteorologist Mariel Ruiz. Mariel, you were talking about rain in the forecast and now a new weather alert for Sunday.
Weather alert for Sunday. Now, I want to emphasize this weekend won't be a complete washout. Most of the weekend, most of Saturday is going to be completely rain-free. Today is going to be mostly rain-free, but we do have the thunderstorm potential. And the most widespread rain that we'll see over the weekend happens on Sunday. And even then, you'll see plenty of breaks. So what we're talking about is a WFA weather alert, specifically Sunday, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Our impact, you'll likely see some lingering rain in the morning. That morning lingering rain won't be too impactful, but possible development again in the afternoon that could produce some gusty winds, small hail, and heavy rain. The threat for severe weather is very low. You want to make sure to grab the rain gear. Just keep it with you because you don't want to be that person that gets caught off guard. Make sure to stay updated on the forecast with us on WFAA Plus. This is how the end of the week shapes up. 82 today. You'll see a mix of sunshine and cloud cover. Warm and humid all weekend. 10% coverage of rain today. 20% coverage of rain for Saturday afternoon. Saturday night into Sunday morning, a cluster of decaying thunderstorms moves in. And this is what brings us our first round of rain on Sunday with additional storms in the afternoon. That brings us to a 50% coverage. And this is just the start of a week-long daily rain chance event that we're going to be dealing with. I'll time out specifically that rain for you so you can plan around it coming up in just a little bit.
Live from 2 on your side. This is Channel 2 News Midday.
We start this midday tracking some showers. Here's a live look at the 33 in downtown Buffalo, where rain is moving in. Our Storm Team 2 radar shows that system will be here soon. So if you're heading out, be ready. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelly Dudzik. If you're going out this afternoon, you also might want to grab an umbrella. Let's send it right up to Storm Team 2 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hammer. He's tracking the system for us from our rooftop in downtown Buffalo. Good morning, Patrick.
The roof, which, by the way, is celebrating, I believe it's very close to its 9th birthday. At least the roof has been here the entire time. The building's been here, but the broadcast portion of it. So anyway, kind of cool. All right, we are watching those showers that you saw off to our west. They are approaching and will be here. It looks like very early this afternoon, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and for a few hours into the afternoon. So yeah, it's going to get a little wet around here, and temperatures a little milder or a little cooler than it was yesterday. We hit 71 yesterday. Today, we are going to be in the 50s before cooling down quickly this afternoon. There it is, the rain, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. The rain continues into the mid-afternoon before pushing off to the east, and a couple of showers still possible this evening, but the bulk of the rain will be done by then. We're now up to 51 in Buffalo, 46 in Grand Island, 53 Clarence. Temperatures are going to probably climb into the mid to upper 50s and then cool off into the low 50s and even 40s by this afternoon and evening as things get a little damp. Now, the weekend is upon us. Most of it looks pretty good. However, there could be some showers for parts of the weekend. We'll talk about that in your forecast. Kelly, coming up.
All right. Thank you, Patrick.
Officers involved in the shooting of a murder suspect have been identified. Where we stand in the investigation. Hundreds gathering to say goodbye to a hometown hero. Loved ones and a grateful community come together in an emotional farewell to Sergeant Ashley Pruitt. The powerful moments coming up. Taking a splash, the next big step for Artemis II as the spacecraft returns to Earth. What happens the moment it hits the water? Coming up. And thanks for joining us at WHAS 11 News at Noon. I'm Conrad DeLuche in for Brooke Hash, and we start as hundreds of people are passing through Bardstown today to say goodbye to Sergeant Ashley Pruitt. Today is her visitation, but yesterday people lined the streets of Bardstown to welcome her back home. She was killed last month in Iraq during Operation Epic Fury, and one person we spoke with reflected on the pain that parents feel when losing a child.
All right, now on 3 News at Noon, a deadly Ashtabula crash where a truck slammed into the roof of a restaurant. We'll tell you what we are learning from authorities about what led up to this incident.
You're trying to get an active duty member off the board. It's just plain wrong.
And a Parma School Board meeting turns tense. The issue on whether a member can continue to be on the school board while she serves her country overseas. We'll take you inside that meeting coming up. And a splashdown countdown coming up in just hours. The Artemis II crew is going to be landing in the Pacific Ocean right off the coast of California. We'll tell you how we're honoring their return here in Cleveland. Well, just now turning 12:01 this afternoon. Welcome into 3 News at Noon, now streaming on WKYC Plus as well. I'm David Greenberg. Brissa is off this afternoon. Just hours ago, an 18-year-old was arraigned for allegedly shooting an Uber driver and stealing his truck. DeAndre Griggs made his first court appearance in Cleveland Municipal Court on allegations of felonious assault.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here for Friends at 5. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Christy Calcagna. Let's go ahead and start with today's broadcast with some breaking news. Now, we do have an update to an event that happened earlier.
We now know that a 7-year-old girl is recovering after being shot at a Fairfield home.
Yeah, so take a look at some of these videos and these photos that we were able to get of this home and even the bullet there. All of this happening over in Winsboro. Now, the Fairfield County deputies say that a group of 7 people fired guns in and around this area.
A very scary situation, and one of those bullets went through a home where this girl lived. It also, we're now told, hit her in the lower leg.
Hello and thanks for joining us. Georgia lawmakers have given the green light to a bill that could put the state and Macon on the map as a major player in the music industry.
House Bill 14 passed the legislature and is now headed to the governor's desk. The bill would create a Georgia Music Office, a state-run agency dedicated to growing and promoting the music industry right here in Central Georgia.
Madison Ricks is live at a Macon recording studio where they say this will help promote Macon's rich music history. Hello, Madison.
The 4 Artemis II astronauts will be returning to Earth later today, the latest on their planned re-entry. Plus, ship traffic throughout the Strait of Hormuz remains at a near standstill as Vice President J.D. Vance heads to the Middle East for peace talks. It's all next on Newswatch 16 at noon.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is Newswatch 16.
The crew on board Artemis II set to return to Earth later today from the world's first crewed moon voyage in over half a century. It's our top story on Newswatch 16 at noon. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Rennie Workman. The Artemis II astronauts set to return to Earth in just a few hours. The crew left 10 days ago, making history with a flyby of the moon while traveling hundreds of thousands of miles through space. Now the Orion spacecraft is expected to splash down in the Pacific Ocean later this evening.
Now at 11, the woman accused of murdering Ashley Oakland is just hours until her first court appearance. What you can expect when this hearing gets underway. Plus, potential momentum to radically change Iowa's property tax system. Details on the proposal and what it could mean for your wallet.
We're going to be seeing dry and cool conditions across the area, but we have weather impact alert days set for Monday and Tuesday.
Happy Friday. Thanks for watching Midday here on Local 5, and we are Iowa Plus. I'm Emily Carlson. Sunny out there, looks gorgeous, but still a little chill in the air, right, Logan?
Yeah, just for a little bit, but we're going to be seeing those temperatures actually increase as we get throughout that weekend heading into Monday. But right now, we're just seeing those dry and sunny conditions. That's going to change as we get into a weekend. We're going to be seeing those chances for showers with some thunderstorms possible for Saturday. Same thing for Sunday as well, but we're really going to be continuing this active pattern as we get into the start of the work week, heading all the way up into Tuesday. Now, taking a look outside right now, we're seeing the nice, great conditions outside, just a clear blue sky across the area after a bunch of rain came through the Des Moines area last night with those cloudy conditions. But overall temperatures right now, we're just hanging out in the mid-40s, 44 in Ames, 45 in Ankeny, and 44 up in Des Moines. Now for the rest of the area, pretty similar, a little bit warmer on the southeastern part of the state, 50 in Oskaloosa, 49 in Ottumwa, and then 39 up over in Carroll and Fort Dodge. Now, taking a look at wind speeds, they're just hanging around the 5 to 15 mile per hour range, but they're still blowing from the north, which is bringing in a little bit of cooler temperatures. But overall, heading into today, those clouds are going to lighten up as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures are going to get up almost into the 60s, but mainly into the upper 50s. Now, taking a look ahead, this is really going to be seeing those cloudy conditions, especially south of I-80 as we head through most of Friday today. Some chances for some spotty showers, especially over in western Iowa. But heading into Saturday morning, that's where we're going to be seeing the chances for some showers and severe weather coming through the area.
Right now on Fox 43 News, education event. U.S. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon spoke today in Harrisburg.
This is real empowerment for families and students.
Why she's pushing for educational freedom in the Commonwealth. Delicate deal. The U.S.-Iran ceasefire deal is fragile but still holding today. How the war and the truce are impacting the global economy. Distracted driving. The Paul Miller's Law grace period is ending in June. What it means for drivers during Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Plus, rocket science. The Artemis II mission is carrying a piece of Lancaster County on its journey.
It's very neat to come from the middle of Amish country to aerospace level components and rockets.
A look at the local company manufacturing a part of history. Thanks for joining us for Fox 43 News. I'm Elena Brown. The U.S. Education Secretary joined Pennsylvania leaders at the state capitol today, calling on Governor Josh Shapiro to opt into the Education Freedom Tax Credit. Fox 43's Robert Stover shares why.
Right now at 4 o'clock, here are the current headlines we're tracking. We're starting with ship traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. It remains at a near standstill right now. How the economic toll continues around the world with more peace talks just hours away. Plus, the Artemis II crew is in the final hours of its 10-day mission. The message from NASA's chief astronaut as they count down to splashdown. Also tonight, a spring market is returning to the Rock Island Conservation Club. What you can shop for and how it helps local wildlife. And later, we're going back in time to when geese were taking over a local town and the mayor was fed up. Flashback Friday coming up in about 20 minutes, but the current starts right now. Good afternoon and happy Friday. I'm Shelby Kluver. Welcome to The Current and thank you for joining us on air and the News 8 Plus app. All right, James is back with us.
Yay!
Yeah, you sound so excited.
Oh, hold me back. But it is a Friday.
Exactly.
You know, getting ready for the weekend. I know a lot of people have some outdoor plans and still concerned maybe they could be seeing a few raindrops out there going the weekend. We're going to break it down for you very nicely in just a little bit. Let's first talk about what's going on right now with our hometown cameras. The only exception right around Clinton, but we have been seeing some clouds at times. We have now been seeing some sun at times, giving us some pretty decent temperatures with readings, as you can see, in the 50s. Rock Falls at 57 degrees. Over at the golf course in Silvis at the TPC Deer Run, we're seeing a temperature around 58 degrees. Farther west of the river as you go, we're actually seeing a good amount of sunshine. Farther east, you're dealing with clouds. Bottom line, all is dry. 56 degrees right now at the Quonset International Airport, a light west wind at 9 miles an hour. Let's go and break this down hour by hour, and those skies get even better still. We're going to see that clearing quickly from west to east as we make our way through the early evening hours, and as we do, our 50s that we're dealing with right now will slowly cool in the 40s, likely bottoming out in those upper 30s. Not looking all too bad for the weekend. Like we said, we do have some shower chances. We also have plenty of dry hours as well. We'll track it for you right after coming up in actually just a few minutes, Shelby.
All right. Thank you, James.
Right now at noon, we are at the scene where a massive fire has engulfed parts of a senior living community this morning. Our Rich Nye has been gathering the latest details and will update us here soon.
And as expected, we've got some spotty rain around on radar right now. We'll let you know when this is going to move out and have an updated weekend forecast ahead.
Plus, a wife is speaking up for her husband for new citizens that are trying to vote. The letter they're getting in the mail putting a roadblock between them and their ballot.
Largest fire I've seen in my 20-year career at Franklin. Probably since the late 90s, it's the biggest fire that Franklin's seen.
Huskies fans in stores and really all over the state and right here in this newsroom are all amped up as the Yukon men play for their 7th national championship. Let's take a live look outside Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, where the Huskies are taking on the Michigan Wolverines for the title. And Yukon currently trails 33-29 at halftime. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Hart.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Fox 61's Tim Lato's live in stores at a watch party where students are. Tim, what's it like in there?
Right now at noon, taking a live look at the Main Street Bridge. You know what? It's opened, and that after a deadly crash took place on it this morning. New details about a school bus crash near the Jacksonville Zoo, the injuries some of the children have from last week. And a new Florida law is sparking debate on some college campuses. Students raising concerns about free speech and funding. Thank you for joining us for First Coast News at noon. I'm Jessica Clark. Oh, that weather impact alert that we've been telling you about this week, it is continuing this afternoon. Let's take a live look outside at Jacksonville Beach, where it looks a little misty and foggy. Conditions rainy and windy this afternoon, making it not an ideal beach day. Chief Meteorologist Luke Herter joining us now. I know that looks, oh, and look behind you even. My goodness, look how windy it is.
So this shot is out of Glenn County, so it's right after you come down the Sidney Lanier and you're going into Brunswick, very near Marshside Grill. So you're going up 17, you're looking out and over some of the marshland, and then off in the distance the causeway to St. Simons. And I mean, the weather picture tells the story. Winds are, as someone texted me, quote unquote, next level with this. And speaking to a friend who is on St. Simons and works at Sea Island, says power's actually been flickering because of, as I mean, you kind of see with the winds blowing the power lines like this, you get a little pressure on transmission lines and transformers, things like that. Yeah, you get some issues. So keeping that in mind, your temperatures are what they are, not the story. The story will be the off and on chance of showers through the day, and those winds sustained at 23, but the gusts are the impressive part. So wind advisory very likely, and then also airport weather warning in effect until later on this afternoon as well, meaning we've got some strong gusts at our airport. So weather impact alert, certainly the winds are an issue, the showers will be an issue.
Up next on WTOL 11 News at noon, a high-profile trade official is touring local factories today. We'll get a look at where he'll be and the message he's bringing to Ohio workers. Plus, Toledo leaders just slammed the brakes on a controversial trash contract. So what happens next before the current deal runs out? And high-stakes talks aim to end tensions in the Middle East this weekend. But with cracks already showing, can a fragile deal actually hold? Thanks for joining us here on WTOL 11 News at noon on this Friday, April 10th. I'm Melissa Andrews. We'll get to your top stories of the day in just a minute, but first, let's get a check of our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers. Chris, we've got some scattered rain out there this afternoon. Do you expect this to continue into the weekend?
Yeah, it's all going to clear out in the next couple of hours, Melissa, so it may impact your Friday afternoon into the early evening, but it will be long gone by the time we get to the weekend with a dry weekend ahead. Here's a look at Doppler radar. We're seeing some green out there due to the fact that we have rain that's occurring from Marblehead to Sandusky out towards Cedar Point, just south of Port Clinton, right along Route 6 and portions of State Route 53 down toward Fremont. Also seeing some of that light rain. Upper Sandusky to McCutcheonville, back over toward Van Loo, Mount Blanchard. We'll include Cary right on 23 with the few showers that are occurring. One steadier area of rain just south of Bowling Green. That's right around Portage. Dixie Highway and Route 6 is where we're seeing some of that rain. And here at the Toledo Metro, a few light sprinkles down toward Perrysburg, headed through Perrysburg Township and over toward Lake Township. We're right around the upper 50s, the lower 60s. We're at the warmest point of the day right now. We'll actually fall back into the 50s as we go through the afternoon. It will start to feel cooler. Still some lingering showers that will be possible through our Friday. What's going to be happening this weekend, though? Are you ready for this? Spring fever is going to be sprouting, especially as we get into Sunday. Highs will go through the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. A bit breezy, but mainly dry weather through the weekend ahead. We're going to preview how long that warm-up's going to last and additional chances of scattered showers and storms next week. That's all coming up. Mel, back over to you.
Now on 10 Tampa Bay News.
It is ordered and adjudged that the defendant, Shelby Neely, is sentenced to death.
A Tarpon Springs man sentenced to death for the murders of his wife's family. We're live with what happened inside the courtroom. The driver accused of pulling a gun during a road rage incident shares his side of the story, why he says he feared for his life. And a new look at a proposed Rays Stadium deal. We show you what's in the plan that could have taxpayers on the hook for more than $1 billion.
He killed his wife and got 30 years in prison. He killed her family, and tonight, Shelby Neely now has 3 death sentences. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay News. I'm Courtney Robinson. Almost a year ago, the jury recommended death. Just before 2 o'clock today, a Pinellas County judge agreed. Neely admitted to killing his wife's family in 2018. He says they were suspicious about where his wife, Jamie Ivancic, was.
WUSA 9 News starts now.
Good to see you this hour. I'm Larry Miller. Friday moments caught on camera in Montgomery County. Take a good look there. You can see the intensity of those flames. A massive apartment fire tearing through a building on Mahogany Drive in Gaithersburg last night. The flames forced out residents and caused extensive damage that we now know stems at about $2 million. The fire department chief says that crews faced intense conditions as they worked to contain the blaze.
Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Ashley Smith, joined by meteorologist Hunter Forrest, and we're feeling good because it's feeling good outside.
It's feeling good outside.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Blue skies, a warming trend.
Look at the beach.
Look at the beach.
Wow.
More people today than, the last couple of days.
I would say so.
It's been chilly. Even though out there right now, it's still not super warm in Virginia Beach, but it's warmer than it has been, and it's a beautiful day, and it's Friday, so why not head to the beach if you can? Taking a look at our Thompson Creek Window Company Skyview, seeing a few people going for a nice stroll here on the boardwalk. 58 degrees at Norfolk International Airport, winds out of the northeast at around 8 miles an hour. Temperatures inland a bit warmer compared to closer to the coast. We're looking at 66 in Smithfield and Franklin, 64 in Gloucester, 66 down in Ahoskie. Virginia Beach sitting at 61 degrees, 65 in Hampton, 65 in Elizabeth City, and 66 over in Edenton. Over the next couple of hours, going to be a beautiful afternoon, getting into the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. And if you have any evening plans, skies staying nice and clear, dropping into the lower 60s by about 7 o'clock. Overnight tonight, it'll be a bit warmer than where we were the last couple of evenings. We'll be around 52 degrees overnight tonight. Wind switching more out of the southwest heading into the overnight hours. And for tomorrow, we'll be in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. Plenty of sunshine to start off the weekend. I'll let you know what else we can expect over the next couple of days in just a couple of minutes. Ashley.
It is T-minus 7 hours before the astronauts aboard Artemis 2 are set to begin their splashdown into the Pacific Ocean. Right now, the crew is in its final stages orbiting Earth before tonight's arrival. Good afternoon to you. I'm Brandon Walker. The 4 astronauts broke the world record for the farthest mission travel from Earth, but as they do continue their mission back to Earth, making sure they splash land safely is a tough trek itself. Our Winston Reed gives us a preview.
First on midday, one of the city's most popular spring festivals makes its return to Piedmont Park. How the city is ramping up security in light of the deadly shooting in the same park last weekend.
Hope you got your short sleeves ready. Temperatures will be warming up well into the 80s as we head through the weekend and into next week. I'll have the details for you coming up.
And as Artemis 2 returns to Earth today, a new immersive exhibit lets you experience life in orbit right here in Atlanta. The space adventure right in your backyard. Hello and welcome to 11 Alive Midday at 11. I'm Aisha Howard. We began this morning with breaking news. One person is in the hospital and dozens more are displaced after a fire at an apartment complex in Clayton County.
Welcome to Fox 54 News at 5:30. I'm Kenesha Dees. A bill passed by the House and now the state Senate could see the use of cameras in work zones on the interstate. The goal, to keep highway workers safe.
Right now at noon, a West Michigan woman still missing after going overboard in the Bahamas. Her husband now in custody. What we know so far about the investigation. Back here at home, the Frederick Meyer Gardens announcing their summer concert lineup. We have who's coming to Grand Rapids in the coming months.
Plus, we are now past the crest for many of our West Michigan rivers, but river levels are still high. A closer look at additional rainfall expected.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanner Holbrook. 13 on your side at noon starts right now. And we start with the latest in that disappearance of a Michigan woman in the Bahamas. Right now, we are asking questions about Lynette Hooker's disappearance, as authorities now believe her husband is a suspect. 13 on your side's Callie Lichter joining us live from the newsroom with the very latest. Callie, what are we learning?